Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of the Bleckmann Beyond Threats webinar series. My name is Erik Janssen Steenberg, and I'm a business development manager within the company. In this role, I'm allowed to talk to customers, partners, suppliers, industry bodies to make sure that we early adapt. First, of course, early scope and then early adapt to changes in let's say the market itself, in trends, but of course also in technological advancements and the ever-changing requirements and expectations of our customers themselves, your customers as well, of course. I'm really excited to have you here today. We will be talking about marketplaces in an omni-channel environment. On one hand, why is this marketplace taking the market by storm? And on the other side, what will it take from you as a brand, as a company, people in your teams to be successful in marketplaces? What do you have to be mindful of? What will come because it's part of the overall setup? And what are things that you really need to invest in to get more proficient in or even educated in because it's so new to the market? What are marketplaces in an omni-channel context? Marketplaces are a platform, often digitally, where multiple brands are being allowed to sell their product and have their marketing activities. However, that means that this conglomerate or this coming together of many, many brands also means that there will be several offerers of the products just like you carry. So all in all, a lot of foot traffic, a lot of visibility of often household name platforms, triggering people to also visit the pages of your product. But then again, at the same time, this customer can look at the products of your competitor as well. So very large pros, some cons as well. The most important benefit of the marketplace, as I already mentioned, is the foot traffic. So at the platforms, you see that there's a lot of foot traffic and something that you wouldn't normally be able to generate yourself. Other than that, we have several other key ways that marketplaces differ from the other omni-channel channels. So one of them being marketplaces operate as aggregators. And so, as I mentioned, there are a lot of brands at the same time selling similar products, even though in a large range on the same platform. And lastly, marketplaces create a competitive environment simply because there are so many offerers offering similar or same product to the foot traffic, so to speak. That's, however, not the case on your own channel or the other channels. And that's where you usually set the pricing and you control if you want to do any discounts, rebates, etc. And you don't have to follow the lead of your competitor or be influenced by a competitor. Okay, so now we know what marketplaces in an omni-channel are all about. But when implemented correctly, efficiently, and in such a way that it is a true part of your overall setup, it will render you the benefits that you are looking for. What are these benefits? Now, for one, these are, of course, again, by far the most important reason to start selling on a marketplace will always be generating the foot traffic. Again, a lot of brands work together on the same platform, work and compete, I must be honest, but they do pull in a lot of foot traffic that normally you wouldn't be able to generate on yourself. The second one is that you can use the same platform to expand into new regions and new markets. Zalando, for example. You can be active on Zalando in Germany and by a flip of a switch also start selling in the Netherlands or, for example, Belgium. Thirdly, there's the increased brand visibility and overall customer reach. So through the marketplace, you generate the sought traffic and the interest in your brand and your products, which, with all due respect, normally you wouldn't be able to generate through your own website and sales channels alone. A fourth advantage is a greater control over the data concerning, the actual orders, your customer, um, but also your inventory. Keep in mind, in the traditional B2B environment, that data was not shared. So after the initial high fives with your colleagues of selling, a bulk volume to a B2B provider or B2B platform, you would be encountering somewhat of a black hole. Uh, you have sold the products, but you have no idea who your actual consumers are. Therefore, it's very hard for you to pinpoint your marketing activities and even your budget to the most efficient or even the most realistic region, demography, and whatnot. Next is enhancing your customer experience throughout your omnichannel solutions. So, unified experience across touchpoints. So, marketplaces are often accessible from various touchpoints. Think in terms of mobile, desktop, social media, and even in store kiosks. So, this allows customers to switch from one channel to the other effortlessly, and keeping their shopping carts and preferences synchronized across devices. And lastly, a streamlined order management and fulfillment management, in case you allow the platform to take care of this as well. However, to obtain all the benefits of working with marketplaces, you will have to navigate some sizable challenges and make decisions on fundamental aspects of your company. Because the complexity of managing multiple channels and marketing places and their implications are not to be underestimated. Allow me to name a few. Platform fees. Platforms charge hefty percentages over your GMV as remuneration. They know their value, they know their worth to you as a brand, as a seller, and they make you feel it. Pricing and competition management. The pricing consistencies over your channels and your competitiveness is something you really need to take charge in. Dynamic pricing adjustments are a thing of day to day where you normally wouldn't even think about. Data integration and consistencies. You will be receiving a lot of data from a lot of sources, and therefore the data will be siloed. Will you be able to break down the silos and turn it into one overview that will be beneficial to you? But also in terms of real time synchronization. Will you be receiving real time updates, or are you in threat of selling or underselling products? And then, of course, data security and privacy compliance. Inventory and order management complexity. Visibility and control are something that you will actively need to work on. Again, you have multiple sources of data, multiple sources of updates, and you want to turn that into one overview so that you know where your inventory is at all times during your order fulfillment process. Consistent brand and customer experience. So, over a magnitude of platforms, you want to speak with one voice. So, the product offered on one platform needs to look, feel, and be priced the same on the other. Operational cost and resource allocation. Increased resource requirements because you need to manage a magnitude of partners, but also a magnitude of flows. So, therefore, higher operational cost managing your vendor and partner. Compliance and marketplace regulations. Every marketplace will have its own policies and standards. Therefore, you will need to be able to adhere to them at all times. And on top of that, you will have the compliance across regions, countries, markets, or even continents. Marketing and channel specific strategies. So you need to tailor your marketing efforts per channel. However, cross channel marketing needs to be an attribution. Technology and platform dependencies. So you are dependent on a third party integration. Their platform changes will mean that you will need to do the same updates or changes. You will need to do that for your integration, your mapping, your data, your pictures, etc., etc. And lastly, performance metrics and analytics challenges. Again, fragmented data sources for reporting. So how to interpret the reporting of each channel. Then again, key performance indicators can be different across channels as well. All in all, we can agree that working with and selling on marketplaces can trigger that enormous boost in sales and brand awareness that we are all looking for. However, we have also seen that it is quite a demanding channel. So it's not something that you simply turn on and get active in. You really need to invest, you need to educate, you need to manage your partners, your suppliers, your own teams, and they also need to understand that even though it's a completely different animal, marketplaces are here to stay and they are a vital part of your omni-channel sales strategy. As we come to the end of today's session, I want to thank you very much for attending, and I want to leave you with this thought. None of you have ever woken up saying, I want a nice product because I want to be educated and experienced in supply chain management. So when you are confronted with all you need to invest, all you need to learn, all you need to look into to become efficient and successful for your omni-channel strategy, then I ask you to keep in mind that companies like us, Bleckmann, we have done it all many, many times over. So feel free to get in contact with us and benefit from the experience and expertise that we have in your area of the sector. My conclusion therefore needs to be that before you invest in adding additional sales channels, marketplaces specifically, maybe you need to first invest in the right partnership. So after you have seen this webinar today and you think, I want to get into the details or simply keep the conversation going, feel free to reach out to me, my colleagues of sales, or anyone within Bleckmann through our social channels or via email. Thank you again for watching today. My name is Erik Janssen Steenberg. This was a Bleckmann Beyond Threats webinar. See you soon.